Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Loadra, perfect timing, Loadra High. Oh, or not. What's up, not a roguelike? Practicing your comedic timing, I see. You're actually off 100 milliseconds. Hey, Toast. Hey, Dominic. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Had a really nice, pretty chill day, honestly. I had a bunch of work stuff to do, but unlike the last couple of days, it all went really well. So that's cool. I got another goodie in the mail as well. My copy of this came today. I haven't tested it yet. Everything I've gotten so far has worked just fine, and this is one of the cheaper things I picked up, so I'm not too worried about it. But the just real quick, the portrait of this guy on the front. Come on, camera, you can do this. Is really funny to me. Not handle this. There we go. Look at that guy. This has like if I remember correctly, this has like Ninja Gaiden style cutscenes in it, and they are like turbo 80s anime style, like even more so than Ninja Gaiden. So the fact that this is the American cover is hilarious. Makes it look like a old choose your own adventure book. Go Speed Go. What's up, Manic? Astyanax is the original isekai. Yeah, so yeah, I still need to test Robo Warrior and Astyanax, and then Friday something's coming in. Oh god, I remember what's coming in on Friday. Y'all are gonna like that one. I'm pretty sure it's highly unexpected, but not unwelcome for all of you. It's like it's really awkwardly placed that dragon's crutch. Unfortunately, I don't think it's that kind of game, but yeah, speaking of games, if you didn't see in Discord, I beat my first Zelda randomizer last night. I was very proud of that. I learned a lot about doing randomizers from this run, and one of the things I learned is that like the level 9 Death Mountain can actually be way, way, way worse, because Zelda doesn't necessarily move with Ganon wherever they stick him in the dungeon. So I actually found Ganon, like, I think I was like 6 or 7 rooms in and killed him, and then spent the next 20 minutes combing the entire place looking for Zelda. So that was fun. The rest of the dungeon was actually more dangerous to me than Ganon was. So, Dragon's well known for humping everything. Well, if you've seen that Rick and Morty episode. In addition to Astyanax having a guy from Earth whose name is actually Astyanax, is also a wizard named Thorndog. Oh, that's... yes. I agree, Silver Mike. That is indeed a powerful name. Okay, once again, speaking of games, I have, I realized something today that we're gonna have to work out. So as I'm sure you all know, Open Sorcery C++ was a request using Dragon Coin. You open up your little Dragon Coin thingy down at the bottom, you'll see that there is an option to request an unreleased game. And that's kind of my way to let y'all put stuff on my radar that's good, that could potentially be really cool for us to stream, that people might be really into. And obviously that worked out with Open Sorcery, right? Well, I realized today that 2 of the requests in there right now are for Little Nightmares 2, which comes out next Wednesday, and The Room 4, which comes out next Thursday. So I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work scheduling wise. I may not be able to, I want to do at least one of them. I may not be able to get to both of them, at least immediately. So I'm curious, Toast, because I know you've been playing this game a lot. How long is this game? How long does it take to get to a proper ending in this game? for my own scheduling purposes. Just because we put it in before release, you don't have to play it at release. Yeah, that's certainly true. So, but something like Little Nightmares 2, I think would definitely benefit from being played at release, as opposed to later on. I think if I was going to do anything, I would probably try to do Little Nightmares 2 next week, and then The Room 4 on a Friday or a free chill night that we have. Old Sins can wait, but they're so old. They've been waiting for so long. I did basically 1.5 playthroughs and clocked in at... Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Did end up backtracking a fair bit to try and optimize things. I can't imagine you did like 20 hours of backtracking though. God Christ. Okay. Because I mean, the original open sorcery could be beaten in a single night, easily. even with me reading shit out, I was not expecting this to take like a month. Okay. Okay, I'll figure this out. Nominated, actually a pretty old game, is bound on mobile players. How far behind are we on PC with the Room series? How long ago did the Room 4 come out? When I was like, oh, can we keep on with this? I did not know it was that long. I figured no, me too. I had no idea. Okay, you know what? Let's get to the end of tonight. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. Like, the most important thing is that we're playing stuff that people enjoy, right? Let's get to the end of the night and talk about this and see what we can figure out. So, Old Sims was originally released January 25th, 2018. Oh, okay. What's up, Alceris? Greetings to you as well. Alright, so to recap, I have some motes of things. 1 light, 13 dark, 1 earth, 2 water, 2 love, 3 death. I have an electric guitar. Winfield notes. Oh, these are the notes. Okay, so we're in like the abyss right now. I have some ship parts. I know 2 spells. I can create glowing letters of light, and I can divine a small haiku to hint at what you should do next. And I have a couple memories. I found 2 out of 5 pieces of a memory down in the abyss. The depths, sorry. The problem with the depths is we start losing our mind if we're down there for too long. So I think we have to figure out something to do there. I do have a shitty engine, yes. I hope to get a less shitty engine at some point. We've been to the lighthouse. The lighthouse is a very pleasant haven for us. I know this is in the direction of our body, so I think we're gonna head in this weirdly direction. Turns to lead this way, we're all chaotically back and forth. This will be a difficult trip. There are no content warnings here. There were content warnings for spiders when we went down into the chasm or whatever. No, I just thought our mind was just holding us back over the depths. What's up, Hydro? How you doing, buddy? Last time we went to the depths, you deciphered something, you don't remember what it was. We actually have the directions that we need to go in the depths. The problem is that our character loses their perception. So we can't actually follow the directions because we can't perceive the landmarks until we get some kind of something for that. The only game released after Old Sins was the VR one. So they actually did it in reverse then on Steam. They released 1, 2, and 3, and then the VR one. And now they're releasing Old Sins. That's interesting. Alright. Alright, so we have 8 points of momentum. Target momentum is 30. So we're gonna have what? 4 encounters? Encounter Anxiety Rapids. Swirls, whirls, and froths with anxiety. I think last time we might have used order here. I should be able to use water. Yes, I gained 10 momentum. Sweet. 2 from the event. We sail onward. If you want to hasten things along a bit, I can try and nudge you just like no. I want to experience this naturally. Also, I just remembered you can't see my health or anything up there. No, we'll see where the evening takes us, and then I think we'll have a probably long and meandering discussion about the schedule and what priorities people have for seeing things. Thought the big barrier was not knowing which direction was which. No, like while we were down in the depths, we stopped getting like the descriptions for the things we were seeing just stopped making sense completely. And it was becoming very clear that we were losing any kind of mental cohesion, so we had to get out of there. Grief hail. Chunks of calcified grief rain down upon me. Can probably fix that with love. I soothe the grief with love, and the grief hail melts into clean tears. Travel safely through the hail. We sail on. Almost 24 hours. Good thing I'm taking a break from work just in time for a long, meandering discussion about scheduling. It's been a while. Counter motivation currents. These waters are laced with subtle but vivacious motives. I think y'all were wondering... Oh, you know what? We might actually... I think if we use our water, we might be able to get there. We might be able to skip the last encounter. No, we got one more to do. I encounter flight of ideas. A flock of young and interesting ideas dance and sparkle on a collision course with my ship. See, this is a good example of something that sounds really interesting and like generally positive, but then they clarify that it is on a collision course with your ship. Like a flock of seagulls is a lovely thing, especially to listen to, but if it's on a collision course with your jet engine, not a good idea. This game's a great little collection of adjectives. Vivacious. I'm not taking a break from work. I'll be here till 3 a.m. anyway. I'm... I think I can kill them. I'm gonna try killing them. I shoot the ideas down with death. Alright, we've reached our destination. I'm very curious how easy it's going to be to get more motes of thing. I get a hint of where I'm headed as I briefly lose control of the ship. The bow dip. Oh, that was cool. The bow dips. I steady it, steering right and up, easing out of the eddy that caught me. A spatter of bits lands on the glass. My ship still trembled. I'm surrounded by troubled waters. In front of my ship, there is a marvel. Whoa, hello. A whirlpool of data cascades from above. It twists and turns in active chaos, spiraling in a narrowing gyre? Is that how you say it? I shoot the ideas down with death. I've been that kind of me. We all have hype. We've all been there, I think. Down into the depths of the sea. I've heard stories about things like this. It's a torrent of bits. Oh, streamers love those. Particles of information that collect spontaneously into whirlpools of meaning. They are dangerous, but useful information can manifest inside of them. We shall edge closer. I am safe inside of my ship. However, just outside, a whirlpool of data spirals in a narrowing gyre down from above into the depths of the sea. I'm going to search around the world for debris. Ooh, okay. I see Doodad. I found Doodad. I add it to my collection of generic ship parts. It's a puzzle like that thing from Hellraiser. I've got a pistachio with no crack in the shell, impenetrable. It exists solely to torment you. Dweeped. Try meaning on a word search? Okay. I prophesy what I'm likely to find here. A list of potential prizes floats into my head. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Wow, that's really helpful. Battery. Can I find a battery? Yep, I sure can. Searching. So I should use Omini like everywhere, is what I'm learning here. I realized earlier it's a miniature omen, so in Omini I found of circuit and capacitor. There's circuit. Circuit. There's a capacitor in here. Now I'm gonna find it. I found part of it backwards. Capac. Oh! Oh, wow. They can go diagonally upwards, too. I found a fluxu, which is like a flux. And backwards bit is the forwards bit, too. Yeah, it turns out. That part of it backwards was killing me for a second. Alright, let's try to enter the torrent. I try to navigate inside, pulling a Dorothy, weaving between the ones and zeros into the whirl of water. The heavy debugger is solid enough to power its way through the chaos of data and into the torrent. Oh, good! So picking the heavy ship actually helped us out. I'm in the chaos of wind and water. It's all spinning nonsense. I'm gonna click on one of these. This is Ipor Tog shit. That sounds pretty good. I begin to see a pattern. Steer the ship. Things are becoming clearer. Steer the ship through the torrent. Steer the ship south through the torrent. I'm almost there. Steer the ship south through the torrent. Everything is calm. I am in the center of the whirl. Walls of solid chaos stand yards from my ship. There's a lot of junk in here. Oh, it's back. I'm going to search the junk. I search around the peaceful eye of the torrent. I notice a piece of strange fabric floating among the debris. I examine and discover it's a non-Euclidean sail. I pull the extra-like piece of canvas on board. It will be annoying to trim a sail when I can never entirely understand the geometry of it, but well worth it since its incomprehensible shape can simulate motes of chaos. The sail does not respond correctly to physics, billowing in strange directions. It's quite difficult to fold. +8 momentum and simulates. Yes, I want it. That's cool. I like it. Is there any more junk to sort through? I find nothing else. Okay. Scavenge for scraps of chaos. Anarchy, Tumult, and Bedlam. The next Zelda randomizer preset I'm going to try is called Tumult. I'm sure it will be great. Tumult was in like the exact same spot. Bed. There you are. Bed lamp. Alright. We have lots of chaos. This simulates chaos means it can stand in for chaos mode repeatedly. Possibly. Because I know when we're traveling, we have the option of using ship equipment. So our non-Euclidean sail may show up in our ship equipment now. Alright, I think we're good. I steer back into the chaos. It's much easier to get out than in. I spiral until I'm outside the torrent again. Okay, cool. We did it. I guess the next place to go is here. When you're sailing, you can use the sailing plate. Oh, sweet, okay. So I have to assume there's other items like that. So that would explain how the mote flow is going to work. We're not always going to have to expend motes to get past stuff. Yeah, not everywhere is a big location. Yeah, these two to the side, the torrent of bits and the lighthouse just seem like a single encounter thing. Whereas the depths, I don't know how big, I certainly can't tell how big the depths are, but this is definitely like a much larger encounter. Let's head this way. I can travel this place using the pull of my body, drawing my soul upwards to it. This will be an easy trip. Bryce is all for Oddish to rub his chaos on everything. How do you think I get through my day, friendo? There are no content warning. We travel there. I have 4 spare parts now. So we have 11 momentum total. Wow. This is a much better sail than the last one. Oh, we're only going to hit like 1 encounter, I think. Alright, what we got? I encounter a school of lanternfish. A school of lanternfish twirl in their hypnotic patterns and whisper enticing lures. Can't wait for you to reach the point where you get your own island or recruit people to go live there. So yeah, I can use the non-Euclidean... Are lanternfish chaos? Hypnotic patterns. You think I should use the non-Euclidean sail, chat? You think I should give it a try? I think the only other thing I can think to do would be to use death, probably. Dominic says yes. That's all the encouragement I need. Non-Euclidean sail does not respond correctly to physics. Billows, it can be used in place of chaos. Do this. That doesn't help me. I'm briefly mesmerized by the fish. Oh, okay. So failing encounters isn't always going to hurt you or hurt your ship, but it's gonna hurt your momentum. So now we have. So now we encounter an anglerfish. Enticing light floats above a row of sharp teeth. I'm going to use darkness. I blot out the angler's lure with dark. Okay. I bet that one would have hurt us or damaged the ship. I don't even comprehend the sail. Makes it hard to advise you. Alright. Cut through the currents of the web. I follow the emotional cable that connects me to my soul. The water is dim and murky. The ominous shapes that surround me are only vaguely lit by my spotlight. Eventually, in the distance, I make out another source of light. Non-Euclidean angler. Neon lights blink blue and clear in the dark. Lost Souls Diner. Sign of life and electricity. I turn the wheel and play a game to engage the short-distance steam-powered engine. I forgot what the steam-powered engine. We're currently being propelled by the dulcet tones of Grim Fandango. I maneuver down towards what appear to be an all-night diner floating near the bottom of the sea. Oh, like breakfast. I park my ship alongside a couple of other web ships floating near the door. I swim out and tie my anchor line around one of the mooring buoys. Alright, we're outside the Lost Souls Diner. I'm staying in front of an all-night diner floating near the bottom of the ocean. The patch of ocean is lit by its blue neon sign. A couple of web ships are docked. That's the sign, alright. Oh, wow, I can actually highlight this. That's pretty cool, actually. There's an off-the-shelf Intdel dinghy covered in dents and scratches and painted the same colors as the diner. Probably belongs to the establishment. There's also a black custom-made cutter. Very sleek. Oh, boy. Hey, House. How's it going, buddy? The neon sign above the diner flickers, then it goes out. Huh. Once bright neon sign has gone dark. Investigate the sign. As I went to the sign and examined the setup, I discovered the transformer is burned out. Transformers provide the current used to power neon signs. I think I know how to replace one, and I'm sure I have the appropriate transformer somewhere in the piles of parts I still have from repairing my ship. Should I try to fix the sign? Maybe later. I don't even know if I'm going to like the people here. You're no more than meets the eye. Got Red Dead 2 working finally. Game good. Nice! Oh, you posted a picture of your horse in Discord earlier, didn't you? Oh god, that's bright. Lost Souls Diner. Bell jingles as I enter. A woman smiles at me from behind a marble counter. She looks like someone's favorite aunt. Her name tag says Deb. Oh, I like Debs. She smiles at me. Come on in, honey. Rest a spell. This is the Lost Souls Diner. We don't have maps, but we have pie. First slice is free. Oh shit, I love free pie. Waitress stands behind a fake marble counter. Behind her is a glass display of desserts and a picture. Oh, this is nice. This is cool. A lot of stuff just kind of floating. Photos entitled Bermuda Poker Night. Yeah, diner music. How's that a pizza video? Got your ass stomped in Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Super Mario Kart? Nice. Sounds like an evening well spent. Small shrine sits on the far end of the counter. Small shrine to various gods of travel. There's a candle depicting St. Christopher, an idol of Hermes, and tiny cairn to Crux, god of in-between places. There's a cat on the windowsill. I'm gonna talk to the waitress. Hey, honey, what can I help you with? You mentioned pie? Deb smells broadly. That I did. First slice is free. Let me get something good for you. Deb swims over to the dessert rack and opens it up. She takes a long look at me and critically examines the pastries and pies. She takes out a slice of key lime pie and brings it over, deftly maneuvering the plate so that it doesn't float off. Serving food underwater is a particular skill. She sets it down in front of me. Bad at old Nintendo games? It's something you gotta work at. It's something you gotta keep fresh. I played enough Nintendo when I was a kid that I could go a couple years without getting too rusty. But yeah, those skills can atrophy very easily. With the pie in your time, eat the pie. I ate the key lime pie and discovered it is my favorite dessert. The crust is pastry and the filling is creamy. The sweetness balances the tartness. It tastes right. That was perfect. Are you some sort of dessert empath? Oh no, honey, I'm just good at my job. Glad you liked it though. Just a moment, honey. I stopped before leaving the conversation. I was just wondering, are you one of those sorcerers? Open sorcerers? Who knows about the web and magic and such? What do you need help with? Well, I got a group of customers who don't quite know how to move on. They're nice folks, but taking up a lot of table space and sort of, you know, from a time before bathing was much of a thing. Smells putting people off. They're looking for a place to settle down. I was wondering if an experienced sorcerer such as yourself might be able to give them some useful advice. Where can I find them? They're down at the end of the booths. She points east. Big crew, can't miss it. Thanks, honey. Nintendo Heart is absolutely a thing, and key lime is indeed real good. Can't lie to her about being a web wizard. She has us under some sort of spell. Approach the cat. A bright orange cat with short but curiously curly hair regards me. I pet the cat. He regally accepts this as his rightful due. This game definitely understands cats. Talk to them. I ask the cat a few questions. He blinks at me. I guess this isn't a magic pocket cat. There was other stuff I could ask Deb about. What is this place? Lost Souls Diner. Watering hole for those who've gotten a bit turned around. Chance to set down for a spell. Catch your breath. So this is one of those context-based magical places that shows up when certain criteria are met, like magic curio shops that appear and disappear, only oriented towards lost people instead of potential heroes. Oh. Maybe? Sounds about right. I'm afraid I don't know much of the why and how, dear. I'm just the wait. Is this game all programming puns? For the most part, yeah. Occasionally other kinds of puns as well. But I'm looking for lost memories. Have you seen any? Well, this isn't the best place for finding things, I'm afraid, but feel free to have a look around. Your neon sign seems broken. Oh, again, darn. If it isn't one thing, it's another. That means our best customers won't be able to find us. More is a pity. I'll have to buy a new one from that rat fellow. Replace the entire sign, you probably have burned out a transformer. Burned a what? The black box behind the sign. Neon signs need a high voltage to power them, higher than you get from a normal outlet. So the transformer takes in power from the outlet and ups the voltage and then sends the sign. The glass didn't spark when it went out and the sign itself looks intact and the rest of your diner has power. There's probably a problem with the transformer. You don't need to replace the entire sign, you can just replace the transformer. Pisces is super into this. First we'd have to Dom. I expect better of you. Deb is staring at me. She shakes her head slightly. Well, I sure don't know anything about that. And if I don't, Theo and Anna for sure don't. Tell you what, you go and fix our sign, I'll give you another free sample. Save me a trip and dealing with that rat. I'll think about it. Fine, actually, thank you. I'm gonna go fix the sign now. Investigate the sign. I should try to fix the sign. I fetched the part and some tools from my ship. I find the blown transformer on the back of the sign. God, I know I've done this before. The steps are a little hazy in my mind. First, I need a memory for this. Stop doing delicate electronic work when I'm not sure what the steps are. Why do you expect better of any of us? Because I'm an eternal, hopeless optimist. Let's see. SEA. Among the booths, an old man is watching television mounted on a wall. A man in a black hoodie sits in a booth, trick shuffling a deck of tarot cards. A framed cross stitch hanging on the wall catches my eye. The wall hang is embroidered words, illuminated with delicately stitched filigree. It reads, "There's nothing you cannot lose. Your way, your sight, your purpose, your mind. Lost souls wander, it's in their nature. They're searching for something to fill the absence left inside it. I do not offer solutions, I offer respite. Lay down the burden of loss for a moment and dine with me." Lost Souls Diner Management. Interesting. I'm gonna approach the old man. The bash is sooner or later, not too hard. I might. Hey, why am I in this game? Man sits hunched. His back is humped in a crooked way so that his default state is hunched. He watches the television. Look at the television. Playing reruns of I Love Lucy. I'll watch with him. Eventually he starts to talk to me in that unsolicited way old men sometimes do. Trapped sprung. When I was young, I went to work. When I was older, I had my own float. But when I was young, I just hooked a pail of milk to a handlebar, one on each, so they balanced. Start out 2 a.m. No one locked their doors back then. Step inside and fill their bottles out of my pail. Coughs a bit. He cough underwater. I took care of folks. Fed the miller's cat when the wife was sick. Took the bins out for Sadie. Painted a house. Mowed a lawn. What folks needed. Took care of them. No matter the weather, I dig a path through the snow. Steady as a mailman. I still need mailmen. I still need young men. Cough's a thick, wet cough full of bile. I don't believe I have it. Can you turn back time? Will you strip away progress for the sake of one man being needed? Can you cure age? I can't. Some problems can't be fixed with magic. Something else then. Damn game. Here, have a napkin. Fetch a napkin from the front of the diner and offer it to him. He gratefully accepts the napkin and coughs into it. His body shudders with the force of it, and he coughs up a lumpy glob of death onto the napkin. He drops it on the floor and turns back to the television, eyed sad and glassy. Life goes on around him. I pick up the bit of death. It's disgusting, but, you know, most death is. Approach the shady man. Man looks up as I approach the smirks. Hey, babe. Immediately changed my mind about talking. This is great. This is great. You can either confront him or just turn the fuck around. I know, right? Who calls somebody babe the moment they meet them? It is fucking gross. Hello, first item, do not call me babe. He shrugs in different acquiescence. Okay, what should I call you? Pisces. His eyes widen and he stops mid-shuffle. The 5 of cups falls down on the table. The Pisces? Who's asking? He leans back. My handle's a vicious cycle. He pronounces the 3 with a 4chan accent. If you think for a fucking moment I'm gonna do that, you are out of your minds. You can call me Cycle. So you're the missing prophet. There are people who'll be interested to know you're not dead. Yeah, this fucking... You've heard of me? That sounds like a question is worth something to you. Tell you what, I'll play you for answers. He rifles the tarot cards together. The game is protagonist blackjack. You ante a dark mode, I'll ante your answers. Whoever wins gets what they want. How do you play? I draw 2 cards, you get to see 1. You draw 2 cards, I get to see 1. I put 3 cards in the middle. You pick 1, I pick 1. Highest hand gets points for their hand. We play to 200 points. So I'm trying to make hands out of tarot cards. What are the different hands and how many points are they worth? I'm not gonna tell you. Really. That's the game, protagonist blackjack. You're the protagonist, I'm the NPC. You gotta figure out my puzzle. Once you know the hands, you're at an advantage, since you pick first. But until then, you're gonna make motes off me while I learn the hands. He grins and spreads his hands. You got how it works. Still wanna play? Could go over the details of this unusually forthright grift one more time, please. I'm gonna come back to this, I think. What's your deal? I do custom programs, information gathering, cryptographic spiritual signature creation. And by that I mean viruses, identity theft, and matter forgery. You got it. Need any of that? No. But I might later. How are you lost? For once you play protagonist, Blackjack surely won't mind if you use all the powers of the protagonist, like save scumming. I did some jobs and my name's hot. He shrugs and smirks. So I got lost. You can get lost on purpose. Suppose you can. Might be what happened to us. I swim east. Among more booths, I float among a maze of tables and booths. 2 women sit at a table. Soft voices are coming from under one of the tables. I'm sorry, what? I look under the table producing noises. 2 children are playing there. One is a boy with long curly hair in a little suit. It looks like he just stepped out of a black and white photo. The other boy is so far under the table I can't see him clearly. I can only make out his eyes, which gleam entirely black with no iris or white. Not a human child then, but still a child. The first boy is teaching the second to play jacks. They're having trouble with the ball as it keeps floating off instead of bouncing properly. Despite that, they're very absorbed. Hi. I kneel down so that I'm on the level of the boys. Hello. The human boy looks ripe and smiles. Ye oldie boy. Good morning, ma'am. He frowns, glancing out the window of the dark sea. Good day? The other boy coos softly but remains under the table. My name is Pisces. That's a proper odd name. Pauses. Sorry for being rude, ma'am. I'm Charlie. This is Peep. Say hello, Peep. Peep is too shy to say hello. He glances nervously at the girls across the aisle. Then he glances nervously at me. I decide to let him alone until he feels more comfortable. Charlie, however, scoots out from under the table, happy to have someone to talk to. Pleased to meet you, Charlie. May I ask you some questions? Yes, ma'am. Charlie looks at me expectantly. I'm looking for my memories. Have you seen any? Pull one of my memories out of my head to show them what it looks like. Oh, yes, there's one like that in the bin in the back. The bin where lost things go. Thank you. How'd you get here, Charlie? Well, one day me and Walter were playing outside when some men came out of a carriage. They said they had candy and fireworks and said they'd give us a ride in the carriage. They did, and it was proper fun, and they let Walter out to buy fireworks, but then we drove off without Walter. And I asked them why, and they couldn't say. I stayed with the men for a long time. They weren't really friendly at all, but then Miss Deb came and said that if I liked, I could become lost. And I wouldn't get to see my mom and dad again because I'd be lost, but I'd get away from the men. Charlie fiddles with his jacks a bit. I think the men were going to kill me dead like the men at hanging, so I left with Miss Deb. I miss my mom and dad, but I'm glad I'm not dead. Now I live here. What if... I see. Thank you for telling me your story, Charlie. You're welcome, ma'am. I'm not entirely clear on what state people are in when they're in this space. I mean, we're not dead, but we're out of our body. Cycle doesn't appear to be dead. Altered state. Yeah, I'm trying to parse what lost means. Tell me about your friend? Peep's a good fella, not much for strangers. Likes cats, though. He's lost, like me. Gonna try to get home soon, though, once he works up the courage. But Charlie's friend probably won't be around forever. Thank you. Shy children avoid too many people, but they can like animals. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, say goodbye. We shall approach the 2 women. One of the women is tinkering with a music box. The other is reading a thick, battered book. She's also humming a song, though she doesn't seem to remember all the words. Hey, Worst Elephant. How's it going? Sorry you've been AWOL. Work's been busy. I get that. I totally get that. My work's been pretty busy myself. But yeah, other than that, how have you been? So, like, Neverwhere. I'm gonna listen to the song. I'm dedicating every la-di-da was never la-di-da. When you smile, something apart, and I thought I was so familiar. talk to the reading woman. The reading woman looks up. Oh, hi, I'm on break. If you need help, Dev can serve you at the counter. I actually wonder if I asked you some questions. Sure, I suppose. What's your name? Theodosia, but that's far too long, so you can call me Theo. She watches me, waiting for me to say something. Finger on her book. What do you do here? I'm a waitress when Deb needs a break. I also handle takeout, drive the delivery ship. I have a lot of experience navigating dangerous waters. That's sort of how I got here. Who do you deliver to? There's a rat down on the plane that orders sometimes, mostly the Flying Dutchman. They come by every now and again. They navigate by our neon sign, but they can't dock, so they always need takeout. Who's your friend? She looks across at the girl tinkering in the music box. That's Anna. She's pretending to only speak Russian to avoid talking to you. She's a charmer. That's why I'm a waitress and she busses tables. And Anna sticks her tongue out at Theo. She smiles apologetically but unrepentantly at me before returning to her music box. What are you reading? She lifts her book so I can read the title. People's History of the United States, the 1800s. Howard Zinn. Say goodbye. The end of the diner. I float among a maze of tables and booths. On the floor against the back wall is a box with a sign over it. Huge group of maybe 30 women and children are spread around the booths here. I'll root around the box first. Find a skull with a label affixed to the side. The label reads Cromwell. Find a gold-plated, sterling silver statue. I recognize the subject as Nike, the Greek goddess of victory. It seems to be some sort of trophy. I find a big diamond about the size of an egg cut in half. I find a tarnished old cup. I find one of my memories. Take it. I take my memory. Feels a bit like Kentucky Route Zero. I think it's meant to be in that sort of what's the term for media like that? Magical realism, I think. Discovered part of a dream, true meaning. I'm angry. I'm frustrated enough that you can hear it in my voice. I need 3 more of it. Read the sign. The sign says lost and found, however the words and found have been scribbled out. It's not a very hopeful sign. Alright, search the women. Women are wearing white caps and wool dresses of many different colors. The children are mostly dressed in simple gowns. They're all distinguished by terrible hygiene. And the tables around them are piled with old dishes. The smell stops my approach. Talk to the women. I ignore the odor and ask the women who they are and where they come from. Most of them are very confused. They aren't clear on where they are and what has happened to them. They apparently left their home, sort of home, after the men left to look for a new place and didn't come back. That was after Governor White left for help from England and didn't come back, and they were starving. Virginia had a dream and they followed her. Now they're here and have pie. There's a general consensus that they are in heaven. Despite the fact that she is about 12, I determine that the little girl poring over a map is in charge of the operation. So is this the lost colony? Tangible Goron and we. Hello. How now? Deb mentioned that you need a consultation. Ah, you're an explorer? A lady explorer? I am. We are company then. I am Virginia. I was first born between nations, so I have a gift for travel, for finding the between spaces. But now we are needing an end, a new home. And that's not travel, but settling. And I've got no gift for that. So I've been asking those wanderers what come through here if they know of a good place for living. Yeah, Roanoke. It's open sorcery. It seems very different from the first. Yes, this is open sorcery C++. It's the sequel. It just came out. Whereas the original open sorcery was very focused. It was just you as a sentient firewall performing your function in a limited space. This one is more like an open adventure game. We don't entirely remember who we are, though we are an open sorcerer. We've been separated from our body and dunked at the very depths of, I guess, the Sea of Dreams, and we're trying to find our way back. Yeah, strikingly different. Have you traveled to a place we might call home? What are you looking for in a home? First, before all, we need the say-so from any living thing there. I've seen it done with no say-so, and that's no mistake I'll see done again. Not while I carry the map. We live by farming. Green places to make fields is good for us. And if there's more of this electricity and plumbing, that would be a fine thing. Yeah. All right, I have no suggestions for you at the moment. All right. It seems like we've got some plot threads now. We've got some things to do. And things to think about. Oh, the old man's asleep in the booth. Old man's asleep, tilted against the wall of the booth. I wonder if we can help him somehow. I got some of that hot and cold running internet. That'd be just grand. I guess we'll return to the ship, huh? Because we need a memory to fix the sign. We need an animal to interact more with the boys. Nothing obvious with waitresses yet. I did approach the cat. It's a perfectly normal cat. He doesn't talk or anything. Fun to pet though. Alright, we have a further place we can go to. I can travel this place using the pull of my body. This will be an easy trip. Content warnings. Whoa, okay. Content warnings. Suicide, depression, gore, ableism, strangulation, neck trauma. It's true, the cat is an animal. I tell you what, if I remember, I will experiment with that when we come back. Let's see how this goes. Alright, I encounter an evil whale. There's a black sharp-toothed evil whale grinning at me. Corpses hang half out of its mouth, and it casts a shadow of pure blackness. Blech. Yeah, things got way darker. I found an evil whale. Darkness. I disguise myself with dark. I hide in the whale's deep shadow. I gain 11 momentum. And we reach our destiny. I'm headed toward the barrier where the deep web becomes just the web. I'm becoming concerned. Different depths have different qualities. Abyssopelagic. Bathopelagic. Okay. The deep web is saturated with relationships, thick and liquid, but the next level up, the web, is not necessarily that way. It is closer to the surface than that is the physical world. It is less dense with emotions, and its air acts like normal air. You can't swim through it, you have to walk, which I can't do. I can keep my web ship pressurized and liquid, but when I leave... As I think these fretful thoughts, I see a blue light brightening through the water in front of the ship. It is the brightest memory I've seen so far. Most important, most formative, most painful. It pulses and shines like a beacon. I steer towards it. The light leads me to a guyot? A seamount with a flat top. Large dark shapes circle the pinnacle. I weave carefully between them to land on the flat peak near the light. I swim out. Can't keep up for more than 3 minutes for some reason. Aw. Sorry to hear that, Bacon Copter, but it's good to see you. I'm on a flat black stone plain. To the south I see a mound. My ship is here. Guess we shall head south. This area is dominated by a pile of objects. In the pile I see chains. On top of the pile is my wheelchair. Pink slips. Retail name tags, divorce papers, syringes, thumb screws, belts, crutches, pill bottles. Get my wheelchair. Swim up to the top of the pile. I feel a rush of relief. I'd been so worried about how I was going to get around without it. But the relief drops into cold dread when I realize it's broken. That's why it's on this pile of awful, sad trash. I find the only way I have of getting around, and it's broken. Okay, no, wait, don't catastrophize. Look at it. What's actually wrong? Maybe I can fix it. The wheels are missing. Okay, that's actually pretty okay. I can fix that. And as long as they weren't chewed up by a sea monster, I can fix that. I need to get a look at the axle. As long as the axle isn't damaged, we're fine. The chair is wedged into a mound of broken toys. I start trying to pull it out. Something sinks its teeth into my back. Life is meaningless. I create me. I feel so tired and stupid and pointless. Feelings pass? There's nothing left to look forward to. I'll make something to look forward to. No one really loves me. I suspect that's a lie. The hungry ghost coughs and spits me out. Oh. Shit. Well, aren't you a tough little morsel? All grit and muscle? I doubt your marrow is worth gnawing through your bone. It's like a red dwarf despair squid. Yeah, hi again. I wonder if it's the same one. Because I don't know how this game relates to the first open sorcery. Who are you? Me? I am no one. Just a ghost. A ghost with an appetite. What does a hungry ghost eat? People. Nothing so crass as flesh. I ate the weak slurry that remains in people when despair has rotted their core. Delicious. Why did you attack me? What do you do when prey wanders into your home? Dealt with your kind before. Clearly, you know how to wrestle your darkness. You understand that your soul is water. I respect the power in that knowledge. That's my chair. Is it your chair? And you want it back? This icon of suffering? This memorial to loss? You want it back in your life? These answers are fucking great. So we have this thing that allows me to move around easily. Yes, I would like it back. I need it to fucking get around. Or the one we're taking, well, that's some ableist bullshit. I know pain, and I know that it is plastered deliciously over that object. Yes, because it's broken. When it's fixed, it will hesitate. I don't need to explain this to you. Where are the wheels? One was stolen from me by the Grindylow. One fell off and was swallowed by a sea monster. One I gave to the Kappa to be polite. One I gave to the troll in exchange for poison. A hungry ghost settles on a mound of discarded wedding ring. Have fun. Look at the bird and get to work. Fuck you, hungry ghost. Explore the nest. I swim around the nest looking for anything else of mine. Behind one of the mounds of sad objects, I find a well. Stone, circular, complete with a mound and a bucket. What an odd thing to find deep in the ocean. Look down the well. The well goes deep enough that I cannot see the bottom. I could swim into it. Twin birds, the double deuces. Manic. You could save your game first, I suppose. Leave what? Oh God. Well, now we have. Oh, there's a quick save. I remember that now. What is it? F5? Swim into the well. I swim into the well. For about 20 yards, I'm swimming down. Then abruptly, I'm swimming up. Sudden shift in orientation is dizzying, and I have to brace myself against a stone wall. I keep going. I keep swimming, now ascending. I reach the top of the well. The top of the well. The first difference I notice between this one and the top of the well I came from is that this side opens into thin air. This means I've left the deep web and reached the web. This well must be a web link. Dark chamber. In the center of this chamber, there is a well. The air is damp. I tread water in the well. From south? Yeah, about that. This would be a windfall, a shortcut to the higher reaches of the web, and maybe even the physical world, but I can't take advantage of it. The air in this room emulates the air of the physical world, which is normal in the higher layers of the web. I can't swim through it. So if I leave the well, I won't be able to move around without my wheelchair. My wheelchair isn't going to fit through this narrow well. Interesting as this is, I think it's a dead end. Alright, swim back down the well. So that's interesting. Let's see. I believe our ship was to the north. So let's check the area. Pier. The guyot ends abruptly, and hanging off the edge is a narrow wooden pier. At the end of the pier is a mounted hook. The dark shapes of the huge sea monsters loom, swimming slowly around the guyot. She'll examine the hook. A massive hook is mounted on a complex crane-like structure with a crank on the side. Unlike normal hooks, though, it has no point. There are small barbs for mounting the bait, but the end of the hook is blunted and long instead of pointed. It looks as if the purpose is to scrape the inside of the mouth instead of catch a fish. It is empty. Look out at the sea monsters. I see many distant, huge, and looming shapes. They circle the guide as if it were some sort of home base, drifting in lazy circles, peeling off, returning. They keep their distance from each other. The closest shape looks like this. A long sea serpent. Its segmented body and toothless mouth make it look almost like a worm. Ah, okay. So I'm going to have to figure out some way to identify the monster that ate the wheel. And I may be able to kill it with death. I wait and watch the sea monsters move. A new one drifts closer to me. A black serpent. Its mouth is lined with triangular teeth. They look almost serrated, and a sharp tongue flicks spear-like out of its mouth to taste the water. Alright, that's interesting. I shall examine the pier. The pier is wooden and sturdy, the sort of old architecture designed to stand the test of time. It's stained with blood and bits of death motive. I wonder who built it. I could try baiting the hook. Oh, I have to put items on there, and I'm not giving up my guitar or my notes. Thanks. Alright, we'll head north out of here. Let's see what's west. Seagrass. I'm a sparse seagrass meadow. To the west, branches of black coral mark the edge of a dark reef. In the real ocean, seamounts are many layers below the space where reefs form. Physical reefs need sunlight and the moving water made by tides. This reef is formed from water that eddies restlessly as relationships swirl down from the web. Its plants drink darkness instead of light. There's a break in the coral I can swim through. I can swim up above the reef. I shall search the area. What signs should I search for? Toothy fish, faint glow, circular blue glows. I think. What's circular blue glow? Okay, so apparently there's something very specific we can search for here. Staghorn. I'm in the forest of dark coral. It branches into reaching antlers that end in sharp tips. Above me is a canopy of spikes. There are gaps in the sharp coral that I can fit through to the east and west. Search the area. Okay. I don't think I should do this until... Oh. First branch. The dense reef branches in 4 directions here. A many-limbed monster hangs over the crossroad, tendrils dangling down. Examine the monster. This monster is orange and made almost entirely of slender, curling tendrils. They branch innumerably from a pentagonal body nested for above me, cradled in coral. Tendrils drift gently in the current. They look delicate, but I don't trust that appearance. I squint and see there are letters tattooed on the creature's tiny body. Quota 3. What's the... One got a hammer crack open this pistachio and it's rotten inside. Oh, that's a basket star. Oh, I start swimming through the branches. I go inevitably brush against some of the orange tendrils. They snap around me, find my neck, and start trying to throttle me. I struggle. They're slender and I manage to snap them off, but there are more and I have to retreat. I swim back to the entrance I came from. My neck is sore. Okay, so we can't go any further into here until we find some way to deal with that. Never trusted nut you can't open. What's up, Hive Hum? Whale skeleton. In front of him is a huge skeleton. Some ancient leviathan died and left these sprawling bones. To the northeast, someone seems to have built a house in the skull. I listen. I listen carefully. I hear nothing. I shall wait and listen for a while. I listen carefully. I hear something from the east. To the garden I go to dig down below. From the depths of the earth, poisons give birth. Spine. The long spine of this dead creature winds a path from north to south. To the north, a hut has been built in the skull. To the south, 2 gardens are planned on either side of the tailbones. Hut. The floor is stone. The roof is rib rafters laced with seaweed. The floor is freshly swept and clean. There's a broom leaning against the wall. There are 2 more rooms to the north. The kitchen is slightly more west. The library is slightly more east. Keep sand in. Some very interesting options here. Rather well-equipped kitchen for a hut and a whale skeleton. Though to be frank, I'm not sure what the standards are here. There's a sink but no plumbing, probably enchanted to make water. In the center of the kitchen, there's a boiling pot. A smaller pot is on a stove in the back. It's surrounded by alchemy tools. Examine the pot. The pot is boiling. It's perched on top of a blue fire. I think that's one of those fancy enchanted fires that never goes out. At the bottom of the pot, like the most disgusting soup bone ever, is one of my caster wheels. Those are the small wheels attached to the front of my chair. Oh. I'm gonna do something else for now. Station. The alchemy table contains a small pot on a burner, a variety of knives and measuring spoons, a numbered cabinet of ingredients. Alchemy is tricky and I probably don't need it to achieve my ends. I already have magic. But it could solve problems without needing to use matters or motives. Unlike magic, alchemy doesn't take well to web travel. I won't be able to take anything I create here to another area. What kind of potions can I make? Nothing from the ingredient cabinet. Holy Jesus, okay. I feel like I'm running into a lot of things in this game that, like I'm finding things before I find any sort of explanation or purpose for them. Library. Shelves have been carved and joined out of driftwood. They're stacked with leather-bound books and sinew-wrapped bushels of notes. A mug of black liquid sits on a coaster on one of the tables. On a shelf is a silver cage that contains a golden bird. The bird. The bird has a brass water trough and a copper seed dish. She is eating diamonds. She regards me curiously. I talk to the bird. The bird coos a tune as lovely as a music box, complete with a slightly tinny quality. It is as beautiful as it is completely incomprehensible. We did find a diamond earlier in the lost box at the diner. So if we realize we need something from this golden bird, we can do that. It looked black at first glance, but it's actually dark brown. A white head of foam has almost disappeared from the top. It smells malty. Excuse me. Books are well organized. Which subject should I read about? Alchemy recipes. Oh, God. Syrup of ipecac. Alright, we know that. Third coral. Gooby gone. Perfect cleaning solution for fish guts. Mild hot sauce. The original title was scribbled out and this one was written over it. I examined the crossed out words and can make out the title was originally Potion of Quick Death. Slightly spicy, also good for killing small fish. Medium hot sauce. The original title was Potion of Slow Death. Hot sauce. Too spicy. The recipe has been crossed out very thoroughly. Only one note has been left at the end. Too spicy. Potion of Double Death. Weed killer. Too powerful. Need milder version before use on garden. Needle poisonwood, hemlock, some coral. The final line is smudged and I can't make out what kind of coral this is. Purifying draught. Dusty recipe was torn out. Uses a bookmark. Clearly not often used. Doesn't even have a description. I will copy them down, I guess. Troll notes alchemy recipe. Takes a little time. Alright. Read about something else. Sea life. Here are the sections on sea life. Eels, chat. Read about different sea life. Rays, chat. Fish. Oracle fish. Eyes can be used to see the future. Often loses track of present. Eats seagrass. Look for blue glow from eyes. Oh, okay. So if I'm seeing that now, Toast. This is like deep adventure game territory. So if we determine that we need a potion, these books explain how we are to find the ingredients for them. Monsters. Terrible crayfish. Became very large and transitioned from freshwater to saltwater. Ancestral memory of bisques and is extremely vengeful against humans. Preferred diet, humans. The gilded boar and the giant spine catfish. Gilded boar enjoys the presence of gold and will hang around old shipwrecks that contain it. They only have one tusk, and its ivory is a versatile substitute in alchemy recipes. The spine cat feeds on the manta rays around pillar coral. Preferred diet each other. May as well copy all these to your inventory. A squick drags prey into its head and traps it in a waking half nightmare where its prey is half asleep, experiencing its own worst nightmare and half awake to the fact it is being digested and flensed alive by the squick's stomach acid and barbed tendrils. Preferred diet, fear, and fearful things. That's pretty squicky, yeah. Bandwidth throttler. Created to try and control web ships that went too fast. May went wild, now try to slow down everything by killing it. Will not murder past a certain quota. Preferred diet, eels, but will strangle anything moving. So now we know what was trying to kill us in the coral forest. Anglerfish lures prey with glowing advertisement, lives near bone coral, relative lanternfish, very, very big. Okay, we'll copy all this stuff down in a second. Huge sea monsters. Black sawtooth. Serrated teeth move on hinges and jaws, saw through ship bottoms, and actually eats the ship itself. Persisting on a diet of pine and oak, supplemented by seaweed when not an active shipping line. That's crazy. Evil whale. Like a whale, but evil. Preferred diet, squick. It's a really evil looking whale. Giant squid. 8 arms, 2 tentacles. Everyone gets that wrong. I never realized that. I love that squick has lost all connection to its original meaning. What is its original meaning? Lumpture. Technically a sea serpent despite its paunch. Preferred diet, babies. Classic serpent. Classic sea serpent. Likes nesting in the corners of maps. Not picky. Preferred diet, any meat. What have we here? Mamorpiga. A mottled giant that looks like it's made of many different kinds of monster crushed together. Constantly warping and adapting. Preferred diet, money. Jesus Christ. That one was pretty bad. Banfish. Swallows prey whole. Has stomach and pre-stomach where it sometimes stores ingested prey. Instead of eating them, it will take them to a different location of the web and vomit them out. Preferred diet, offensive thing. Reefer. Enjoys preventing other predators from catching their prey. Previously common, but become rare in this area due to a banfish migration. Likes hats. Preferred diet, hat. Banfish larva. Mamorpica gubby. Just feed it 10 bear asses. Alright, we'll copy some newts. All notes huge monstars. Monstars. I keep wondering if the troll's gonna like walk in on me and eat me or something. On this. Stuffs. Notes. Yeah. Stuff. Eels, chat. Something else. Sort through the books. Plants. Coral, flowers. Oh, Christ on crack. Newts. Unless there's a mechanical reason why you would want to take notes on some things or not others, there really should have just been a button for like take the books or copy all notes or something. What's up, Cold Rolled Steel? How's it going, buddy? I'm taking notes on things. I found a troll library under the ocean. And now I'm copying notes. Alright, that's done. Be something else. Listen. Just carefully, I hear nothing. Continue. South. Hut. First early access release, a lot of these are on separate pages, so you have notes on each individual. Oh my god. Lost my mind. Alright. A huge green troll is here. His eyes light up in surprise and greed. He reaches toward me, opening a mouthful of sharp yellow teeth and licking his lips. He's quite fast, and it's pure luck that I managed to dodge out of the way and swim away. I don't stop until I'm at the edge of the whale skeleton. I was extremely lucky to get away that time. If I encounter the troll again, he will certainly eat me. Okay, cool. So that means now I actually have to pay attention to where he is. Yeah, you gotta listen to him. Listen for him. Okay. Good place to sit. Alright. Here's something from the east. My feather in my wing, I must hear my bird sing. She's been alone for too long, and so sweet is her song. Alright, I don't like that. So this is Geist. Okay, so we have to... Okay, so at this point we have to get the wheelchair. Okay. You said a wheel was taken by a grindylow. What was that? Messy eater. It lives in the reef to the west. Be wary, my morsel. The reef is filled with monsters. Squicks and gilded boars and terrible crayfish. They will find you more delicious than I do. What's an exquisite nightmare. I would keep one as a pet if not for the barbs. One lives in the depths of the coral cave. Sometimes I feed it a little. I feed it the little gasping fish that hide in the sponge. I love feeling their bright, mounting terror as they are filleted and digested, like trembling stars. What's a gilded boar? Belligerent beast, but worry less over him than over the others. He will stay by his ship unless you bother him. What's a terrible crayfish? The name is self-explanatory. Fair. Who is the troll you mentioned? Most delightful neighbor of mine. He lives to the east in the corpse of a singer. We often dine together. I on soul and him on flesh. I doubt your skin is as resilient as your mind. Perhaps do not announce your presence to my dear neighbor. Who's the Kappa you mentioned? Very polite neighbor. He lives in the reef to the west. That a sea monster swallowed one of the wheels. Do you have any idea where it is? I'm sure you saw the beasts when you arrived. They circle the mountain. If I recall, the one that snapped up your wheel was serpentine, a sort of sea worm. Don't worry. So the current one nearby is a scaled, limbless monster with a large belly and angry eyes. Lumpshire, perhaps. So, wait for a different monster. Flailing creature, loose skin, mottled color, flailing fins with extremities seem to morph even as I watch them. The only constant is a powerful jaw, sharp teeth. That's the Mamorpaga. Hot-bellied beast with almost human face, twisted in a perpetual grimace. It flaps through the water with semi-transparent wing-like fins. Occasionally gives out a disapproving huff. Blaster Master. Yes, Blaster Master had not been requested yet, and I have it on the Switch, so. Black whale, that's the evil whale. A massive, massive squid, just huge. So this is what we're looking for. If I do this. Segmented body, toothless mouth makes it look almost like a worm. Toothless. That's a classic serpent. Likes nesting the corners of maps, not picky. So, alright, I think we're gonna need some kind of meat. We need to find some kind of meat item. I don't think I've swam up before. Above seagrass, I'm treading water above a seagrass meadow. To the west, I see the tips of antlers of black coral. Thrust upward like spears, I can swim down. Okay. In my inventory, do I have... I have notes, okay. Fish. Fish. One that's poisonous. Hagfish. Have skull but no spine. Interesting. Agitated produces a milky and fibrous slime. Hagfish can enter and eviscerate the body of a sea creature much larger than themselves. Holothurian. Morena Helena, Moray, bites, pleasantly poisoned. Hunger is extremely large. Swamp eel not native to this area. Some land in the reef after a freshwater storm. Oh god, Rygar. I laid down with my Switch the other day before dinner, and I was playing some of the games y'all hadn't requested. I was playing Rygar for a bit. Oh Jesus. I might get to that one on Friday. Another game that I absolutely would not, under any circumstances, want to play without save states or rewind. By the way, for anyone who came in late, this came in the mail today. So I have an 80s fantasy anime action platformer we can play too. Electric, actually more like catfish than eel. Freshwater, caught one on a trip. Hunter's organ and sample drawer 341. Satch's organ in 342. Did I take notes? I did take notes on alchemy recipes. So let's see here. Hello, good evening. I am high on wrestling tonight. Nice, Vesty. I'm happy for you. Did big things happen? Were there events? Forbidden Door. I wonder if I went... I wonder if I went back to the troll's place. Silent Service. I've heard of Silent Service, actually. Listen, I hear nothing. East. Listen, I hear nothing. Go south. Garden. Tailbones have been neatly stacked in a primitive gate that marks the entrance to two gardens. There's a plot of malevolent flowers to the southwest. There's a garden of sinister vegetables to the southeast. Listen, I hear nothing. I didn't realize Silent Service is a Sid Meier joint. That's cool. Alright. So let's suppose for a second, we want to make mild hot sauce. Castor bean, buttercup, fangtooth, wasp venom. Wasp venom, I'm going to guess, is in the supply cabinet somewhere. West Coast stinks because everybody's gone to bed when I want to talk about stuff. Hey. Let me tell you about trying to build an audience over the last 2.5 years, streaming on late night West Coast time. I'm so thankful for all of you being here, especially if you are suffering on the East Coast, or I don't know if there's somehow any Europeans in here right now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you making the sacrifice to be here. Castor bean, buttercup, fang tooth. Buttercup. Rosemary, nasty weed. Get rid of it. Sleep schedule sucks. I think all of our sleep schedules suck, to be fair. Castor bean. Let's see. Plant poison wood. What did Spartacus say when the lion ate his wife? Nothing is glad. Oh, wow, Endiv. Jesus Christ. Alright. Swim west. Hodgepodge, but nonetheless pretty patch of flowers. Listen. Yeah? Right, examine the flowers. Easier for you Thursday, Saturday, because you don't have to get up early. Friday, Sunday. I'll probably stick around for half an hour or so more tonight. Well, nice. It's always good to see you, Worstel. Oh, look at Mr. My sleep schedule is very good over here. Isn't that nice for you? Yellow flower with many blossoms cascading down and drooping the stem with their weight. Leaves are round shaped but have serrated edges. Cascading down and drooping the stem with their weight. I had no idea I was going to have to be doing this tonight. Leaves are broad, rough-edged, and covered in scratchy hair. Okay, that's a henbane, then. Third yellow flower. Flower with delicate stem and tiny yellow blossoms. Many leaves are deeply lobed and toothed, meaning the individual leaves are may indent and look a bit ragged around the edges. I think this is the one we want. Pick one of the flowers and put in my USB of holding. A flower with delicate stem and tiny yellow blossoms. Many leaves are deeply lobed. Alright. Okay. East. Okay. The whole area was definitely your least favorite part, just a lot of cross-referencing information. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that, actually. Examine the vegetables. I mean, the other thing, too, is I'm just kind of presupposing what it is that I should do here. Which is to make hot sauce that can kill small fish that I can then do something else with. Okay, over here I need a castor bean. Which is not a flower. It's a vegetable. Seed contains rice and water-soluble toxin. Okay. Hairy nuts. Serrated leaves. Grouping. Sounds all too familiar. Round berries, small blueberries, one shaped like one brown nuts. Thick brown stalk, brown and rigid leaves, and clusters of spiky nuts, I believe. This is like a modern adventure game. It does have death dead ends if you do the wrong stuff. It has death. We have a health counter up here, and we're currently sneaking around a troll, who will apparently devour us the moment he finds us. And unfortunately, we need to get into his house to do things. North. Listen. Nothing. Continue. So north. Listen. Nothing. What's the quick save button? I already forgot. I'll just look it up under... Under nothing, actually. I can't look up the controls. It has none. Oh, God. This one... This one... Listed on the save menu. Control S to save, Control L to load. Okay. Control S to save. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Listen. I listen carefully, I hear nothing. No, once you make a potion, you get an option at the alchemy station. Quickly you make it. Oh, that's good at least. Okay, so I hear nothing. Swim north. Okay, I think I get this. I think I get this. I think if I hear nothing, that means he's just at home. Here's something from the east. To the garden I go to dig down below. I need flowers so sweet for my brew to complete. Okay. East. Something south. Okay, good. North. Kitchen, right? Use the alchemy station. Make a potion. My alchemy inventory. Flour. Inventory vegetable. Ingredient cabinet. God. Oh, God, no. Why? Why did you... Oh, Christ on a cracker. I need Fangtooth and Wasp Venom. The Venom does say 3 next to it. Oh, I thought that was the amount. I need this fish. Teeth too big, form schools and reefs near the antler coral. If I do that. Find vials of liquid in cabinet 3 and put one in the pot. Okay, so I can't finish this. Wow, pity. Okay. Pity, I can't recover my ingredients. Okay. That's cool. Toothy fish. Moving together. There. Fish together. Found for school fang tooths. Huge fangs curve up and down for the wide, perpetually agape mouths. It'd be terrifying if they weren't as small as my palm. Fang teeth? Catch one. Okay, gained a fang tooth. Cool. Okay. I wonder... if I should go ahead and grab the stuff for other potions. I gotta be really honest with you guys. This was not what I was expecting to do tonight. I thought we were going to be going to lots of cool places and meeting cool people and learning more about this world and stuff. And it just, you can only hold one of something like fish. Jesus Christ. Yeah, honestly, it feels like this segment has just like ground the game to a halt. This has gotten, yeah. Yeah, I was really enjoying this up to this point, but oh my god. Like, I think what's really bothering me about this is I don't even have a clear idea of what I should be doing right now. Is the game said you don't actually need to do any alchemy? I don't know, that's... In a way, that's kind of more frustrating. Because I still don't really have a very clear idea of what I should be doing here. Did you check see if the death motes on the dock can be picked up? It usually highlights that option, if they can. That's what? That's south here? Examine the pier. No, it's like the dock is stained with blood and bits of death motive. But I don't think you can really interact with it. It seems like it's just like a atmosphere setting thing. It reminds you of the Infocom games. Yeah, I never played any Infocom games. I wonder if, like... So apply some alchemy to the fang tooth before I throw it. Ugh. Spent hours mapping out Zork, never actually accomplished any of your goals. Toss a fangtooth into the tendrils. The tendrils catch the fangtooth. They throttle it into an unrecognizable crumpled mess, then they discard it. The tattoo changes slightly. So I could just get a bunch of fish and chuck it at this thing. Right? Zork got you into onion sandwiches. Zork is very cursed because going west and then going east doesn't bring you back to where you start. Oh, God. That would drive me insane. Guess I can't request Wishbringer after all. What is Wishbringer? What's up, Eldritch? How's it going? After crushing the fangtooth, the tendrils retract upwards. The orange creature folds in on itself, becoming small and passive, just an orange splotch on the coral. The faint tattoo-like letters on the side of its body read quota 0. Alright, so I'm done with him, actually. Shrine. Resting half overgrown by algae is a shrine. Time and brine have peeled most of the red lacquer off of the wood, but the walls and slanted roof are intact and sturdy. An elaborate wooden gate frames the entrance. A kappa sits in front of the gate. In the kappa. Tempted to request return to Zork. From what I understand of the Zork games, you guys would kind of have to lead me through it. I don't know how much fun that would be. Well, I imagine you'd just lead me to my death a whole bunch before finally shuffling me off on my way. He's a bipedal turtle. There's an indent in his head surrounded by a monk's cut of hair. He's the size of a toddler. He would be adorable, but there's a gravity and sense of threat to him that somehow belies that. I do like the name of the game, C++, kind of like C++. Complexity kind of creeps up on you. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate, Revenge. Talk to the Kappa. As a person Kappa, he stands and speaks politely. Hello, mortal. Welcome to my home. Thank you for your welcome. Kappa looks at me expectantly. May I ask you some questions about this reef? This reef is my home and I know much of it. Ask your question. Can you tell me about the Grindy Low? He's a coarse and rude creature. I dislike him greatly. I would drown him if I had the strength. Good to know. Can you tell me about the troll? A fine neighbor, very polite, very neat. I tried to hire him as a maid. He declined, but he was very polite. You tell me about the hungry ghost. She eats spirit. She does not trouble me. Sometimes we have hunted together. She is polite enough. Return to Zork is just straight unfair. I feel like that could cover a lot of old adventure games, honestly. Especially the ones that with more of a propensity to kill you. I think any game that lets you get into a failure state, you can definitely say is straight up unfair. I play a text adventure. Eric the Unready is on GOG. That's a lot more accessible. I'm not particularly inclined to stream text adventures. If nothing else, that's a shitload of reading for me. I think King of Dragon Pass was probably about as far down that path as I want to go. Because there was a lot of opportunity for discussion, and I read the events, but there was a lot of menu navigating and stuff that I didn't really need to read out. I think a straight text adventure would get pretty tedious. The first open sorcery was fine because it wasn't very long. Like it was an evening. It was less than an evening and then done. Have you ever played Entomorph? Nope, don't even know what that is. You got new headphones. Your old ones are so broken, didn't realize it until they were really borked. Now it's kind of like when you can't see, you put on a pair of glasses. Kind of like now I can actually hear. Feels like I'm in the room with you. Revenge. I remember. I've got a pretty nice microphone for streaming, but I used to just use the built-in mic on this cheap Logitech webcam that I have. And so if you go back and look on YouTube at like the really early streams, I sound like really hollow and distant, whatever. And I remember the first night that I got this hooked up and working, and I was like, "Hi chat, what's going on? I guess you noticed something new." Everyone was like, "Oh my god, you sound like that." I guess I'm pretty lucky people didn't just scatter. Yeah, pretty big shock to the system, that one. Probably gonna stream the original Open Sorcery one more time on Friday and call it there. Have you gotten all the way through it? Because you've done 2 days of it, right? So far? Have you already finished a run, or are you doing like multiple runs, or? A warm fire is pretty good. Warm fires aren't. Something about the wildlife in the reef? Beware the squick in the coral cave, but know that it is confined to the darkness, so if you bring light, you will be safe. Also, do not fear the spine catfish by the pillar coral. She's a kitten. Sometimes I play with her and feed her the bright rays. Those are her favorite. Can you tell me about this building? It is my home. It honors me. He spends a moment examining the half-derelict shrine. I need a maid. Are you looking for work? No thank you. Kappa looks at me expectantly. Who built it? Mortals, they built it for me so that I would not drown them. How did that work out for them? I do not drown those who pray at my shrine as long as they show proper respect. How do I respect your shrine? That is a reasonable question. It would be rude of me not to answer it. He taps his beak thoughtfully. After a few moments, he looks satisfied with his thoughts. There are 3 things you must do. Honor the gate before you pass through it. Purify yourself at the base and pray at my shrine. At the gate, you must do 1 thing. You must offer respect once to the gate before you pass through it. At the basin, you must do 4 things. You must rinse your mouth second to last. You must wash your left hand before your right. You must wash your hands together. You must rinse the ladle's handle before you return to the basin. As it connects with me what I need to do here, I'm just like, I don't want to do this. It's a conduct puzzle. I'm probably gonna stream the. Oh, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, this is clearly a game that wants you to take notes. And I did take some notes. Okay. I definitely don't think this is bad. Don't get the wrong idea. Don't think that I'm like shitting on this game. I really like this game. I think what it is this is not a great game for streaming. Is the realization I'm coming to. Cause like the story bits are really interesting and the exploration is really interesting. But the actual like puzzling and stuff you do just grinds it to a halt. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing when you're playing something for yourself. When you're playing something for an audience, that's a very different situation. It does note this stuff in your inventory. Put a shooter in the ABS and go. Poker in the deep and said should be. Okay, that's a question I had. Toast. Was I actually supposed to go ahead and do all the stuff like down in the deep the first time I got there? You can do stuff down there now? At the altar you must do no. No. That is how you respect my shine. If you do not do as I said, I will drown you and then I'll eat your corpse. He looks very satisfied with himself. Great, thanks. Goodbye. forget which way I came to this place from. This way? Okay, thank God. Coral cave. I'm in a cave lined with coral. Colorful oasis hidden below the darkness of the reef. Below me, the cave descends into darkness. I think there's more coral down there. Oh God, I didn't mean to do that. I'm at the bottom of the coral cave. It's dark here. There's something horrifying near me. Let's cast a spell. Horrifying thing is coming closer. Some of the glowing letters. I catch a brief glimpse of black barbed tentacles and ghastly yellow eyes before the creature retreats further into the darkness faster than I can follow. I'm at the bottom of the coral cave. The cave is lit by my words. I can see more coral. Jesus Christ, I'm here to get coral. All right, chat. Executive decision. I think I've had enough of this, at least in terms of streaming. I will probably continue to play this on my own and like explore and experiment some more, but it's just not, this is just not the kind of thing that I'm in the mood to do on a stream, really. What are you talking about? Why do I... Hating America is the only moral thing to do at this point. That part should at least make sense. Let's force Oddish to play wrestling games, obviously. Do I have wrestling games? I have wrestling games. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Okay, I got an idea. Next multiplayer night is Fire Pro. Why did you ask that, man? We'll be here all night now. It's not like he asked about it, really. I'm just switch over to Mad now. So yeah. It's kind of a tough one. We could request 10 nights of Fire Pro stream. Yeah, again, this is not a bad game. This is a really cool game. This is a really cool, really interesting game. It's just even for a text adventure, this it's just not a good fit for streaming. Because it's like you guys were saying, it's so granular. There's so many little odds and ends to dig into. There's a lot of note taking involved. So yeah. I will try to keep poking at this one in my own time. It is a very interesting game. And certainly if you've liked what you've seen, I would heartily suggest that you check it out. Or if you're, on the fence, check out the first open sorcery. I really, really like the first open sorcery. Hello, Scullymans. Okay. There's an M. Dickey game on Steam. So what am I supposed to do with all these notes I took now? Play it your own damn self. Jesus. Okay, let me see something. Because you know what? Actually. God, what do I even... Okay, here's the thing. What do I want to do right now is the question. Because that kind of burned my drive for anything at all, like, complicated. I don't really want anything complicated. I don't want anything with a lot of reading. You know what I might do? I have a thought. Thinking thing. Thoughts are happening. Oh, I have another thought. I have actually several thoughts all at once. Impromptu co-op Monster Hunter Rise demo. You want to play an NES game? Time to play an hour of Obra Dinn and speedrun the hell out of it. I wonder if I remember enough about that game to do that. Yeah, none, so you're up on me. Makes a sensible time for you to go to bed, I think. Have fun with whatever. Okay, sounds fair. Thanks for coming out, Worst Elephant. It was great to see you. NES game, huh? You know, this is probably impromptu worms. Don't shit your pants speedruns. Astyanax, yeah. Toast, actually, I was thinking about that. Nobody requested Astyanax. So this would be the perfect time to play it, actually. So let's do that. All right. Thinking. What do I have to do this? All right. I'm gonna need. I have to redo some stuff in OBS real quick. And I need to set up the AVS. I'm gonna kill the stream for a second, and then I will come back in a minute. Once I got everything all hooked up and stuff and changed over. So y'all don't go anywhere. I will be right back as soon as I get this stuff did. Okay? Okay.